fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself up.
Yes, good evening and welcome to Lagoon Sports on Lagoon Radio. We are standing up for the champions. And yes, like the rest of that song, someone fell down during the semi-finals, but he couldn't stand. Yes, our heart goes out to Daniel Medvedev. Yes, he went down, but he couldn't stand. But countless times, yes, the winner, Rafael Nadal, went down and he is up. Remember, he is ranked world number 5 coming into this tournament. Yes, this year. But yes, no wonder he is called the king of the clay. Yes, with that, we welcome you to Lagoon Sports on Lagoon Radio, your number 1 online gospel radio in Nigeria, and the official radio of the Anglican Diocese of Lagos. We are transmitting live from the Archbishop's Palace right here in Marina, Lagos. I am Mr. Cardinal. Good evening once again. I will not be doing this alone. Yes, I have in the studio with me Kelvin. Yes, he is my strike partner on the show. Kelvin, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening once again. Thanks for having me once again.
Yes, and in the show we'll be looking at also the Super Eagles. We are playing Sierra Leone on Thursday in the Nations Cup qualifiers. The games are heating up, and the Flamingos, they are through to the Under-17 World Cup that will be going down in India.
I know I can count on me, so stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions.
Yes, we are standing up for the champion. It's no longer news. Yes, Rafael Nadal, he is crowned the 14th time champion in the Roland Garros. Well, before then on Saturday, it started with Iga Swiatek. Yes, equaling the record of that lady who we don't know if she has retired officially from the game of tennis. Talking about Serena Williams, she equaled her 35th streak of games winning in the Roland Garros final, and she defeated, yes, the teenager Coco Gauff. It was a tearful afternoon for Coco Gauff in that game.
I think, obviously, for that match, I knew Coco was not a match for Iga Swiatek. I knew, obviously, it was just one of those matches Iga would just come and win. At the moment, I think Iga is at the top of his game. He's on fire. And so, it's so sad for Coco. You know, Coco was also in the final for the double.
The doubles, yes.
She also lost out on Sunday too. She lost on Saturday and she also lost on Sunday. It's so sad for her. I know, obviously, she couldn't win the one on Saturday, but I was hoping she and her competitor, the fellow, I've forgotten her name, I was hoping they win on Sunday to at least to compensate for her loss on Saturday. But sadly, she lost both. Iga, at the moment, I think it's a good one. I don't think there's anybody that comes close to Iga Swiatek. I think she should just enjoy, keep winning, and keep. I think the only person that would have challenged is battling with injury at the moment. That is now Naomi Osaka. When she started, we all had this. Okay, fine. This is those are the ones that are probably going to replace the Venus Williams, the Serena, the Sharapova, and the Azarenkas. But so far, injury has let down Naomi Osaka. So far, so good. Iga Swiatek I watched the semi-final. It was just so easy for her. The semi-final was very easy. She just before then, even the final, when I saw Coco, I went, "Who is this? Coco, this teenager." I don't see her pulling an upset, and eventually, I think what I had anticipated happened.
Well, like you expected, but a lot of people were rooting for Coco Gauff. In fact, on Saturday here, we'll discuss that that game. A lot of people, they hoped for Coco Gauff, but one thing that they come to conclusion is that the experience of Iga Swiatek will always play out, and that happened. Well, we wish her well. We hope that in subsequent time she can be able to win a Grand Slam. Yeah. Yes, and into the men title, Rafael Nadal, just 3 straight seats, and Gaspar Ruud was off the radar, and Nadal crowned 14th time champion at the Roland Garros, and he has never lost a final at the Roland Garros.
Yeah.
Also, starts a match that a week back he was in Paris to watch Real Madrid win their 14th title.
And he also won.
He won his 14th title.
Yeah.
Okay, that game. Gasparud. And, well, let's start from the semi-final first. We saw when Daniel Medvedev retired. What a sad one for Medvedev.
I think I'll beg your indulgence to start from the quarterfinal.
From Djokovic.
Obviously, when he won, that match between Djokovic, now I said there in this, and it's going to be a very difficult match for Nadal, and obviously it was a very difficult match. And he won from the moment he won that match, and he won Djokovic. I felt like, okay, fine, who is he going to be? I thought, okay. Alcaraz will probably be in the mix, but he also lost, and it came to Medvedev, and obviously Medvedev gave him a fight. He did. He gave him but for the ankle injury he had to pull out of the game, and they had to Nadal to just win automatically, because that match it was a very tough one for him. Going from there to the final, obviously I knew it was done and dusted. I didn't see Rev'd causing an upset happen in tennis too, but I really didn't see Rev'd stopping Nadal from winning his 14th title. So kudos to him though. And I want to add, and obviously we have been talking about Nadal. I think was this the last? I think it was Spanish Open that he was having an injury that he took a lot of. He's even saying that the next is it tennis tournament? I don't know where it's happening. He said if the pain in the leg that he's been playing on injections. They've been giving him injections, painkillers to sustain him. So he said if he continues relying on painkiller, that he might probably not participate in the next one. With such injury, you can imagine somebody at that age, and he's 36. And he's still at the top, and he's still delivering. I think Nadal, it's probably, there's argument that he's the greatest of all time. I would have agreed with them, but for my Roger Federer, because I'm a huge fan of Roger Federer, so I feel like Nadal is one of the greatest who will ever see in the world of tennis.
Okay, let's talk about the final yesterday. Gasparud. Nobody saw Gasparud in the mix coming to the final, and the rest of them, the way he defeated Cilic and getting to the final. In fact, what does that game make up for you? At the second round, it looked as if he will catch up with Nadal, but 6-3, 6-3, 6-1.
Straight test. At no point in that game have I ever thought Nadal would lose. There was no point in that game that I was scared. Okay, probably a comeback was going to happen. Obviously, I knew he was going to win. The only person that scared me was the semi-final. That was Medvedev when he and Nadal was playing. But obviously, since Nadal was he escaped luckily, because I felt like if that injury had not occurred, maybe we would have seen another different, because he was I think he won the second set. Nadal won the first, he won the second, and they were battling for the third set when the injury came. So, but I think for me at that final, I don't think I never thought at any point that Rev'd was going to cause any upset.
Okay, yes. If you've not heard, it happened on Saturday. It was Iga Swiatek who won the women category of the French Open. She defeated Coco Gauff. And on Sunday, Rafael Nadal, the king of clay, the undisputed king of clay, 6-3, 6-3, 6-0. It ended against Gasparud. Yes, Gasparud. And it was all fireworks. Yes, the Roland Garros is over. Let's talk a bit of the basketball. And our first point of call is the Tigers. Yes, they have been knocked out of the championship. That will be going down in Australia later in the year because of the
rancor going on
in the Nigerian settings, because Sunday Darede, our own minister of sports, he brought out a letter that President Muhammadu Buhari signed suspending activities of basketball in the country for 2 years. And on Saturday, FIBA released a statement that they are yet to give a ban on Nigeria and Mali replacing Nigeria in the World Cup for FIBA.
I think, obviously, Cardinal, I think at one point I was blaming the Ministry of Sports, that's
Sunday Diary, in person of Sunday Diary. But at one point again, with facts that I've been able to gather and everything I've been able to hear, I think the only reason why I would still blame the sport ministry was the fact that probably the ban shouldn't have been the next line of action. I probably felt like, okay, now they had a meeting yesterday and an interim committee has been put in place. What I would have thought is, okay, fine. There's a rancor. There's
There's this part for Musa Kida. There's other part for what's it called, Mark Idochi, or what's it called, Idochi. You get, they having. So what he would have done probably, okay, fine, okay, let's dissolve both of them. Let's say, okay, both of them, none of you is probably going to be the head of the NBA. You get. So, but he came, he disbanded everything, said we're not going for competition, and they did that. Tigers, who had worked hard and qualified for a tournament, could not go. Then FIBA had to replace them with Mali, something they had worked for. I think that's the only point I probably felt like at that point, you should have probably, okay, fine, let's put a committee like he has just done, an interim committee who oversees our basketball. I learned a lot that I always got to know that for the past 2 years, our local league in basketball has not been functional. You can imagine. 2 years, that's what
close to 5 years.
Can you imagine? So you can imagine, look at that scenario. I saw with my final, I also got to know that at one point, there was the last, was it the last World Cup we went for the basketball? They brought 2 teams to represent Nigeria. Can you imagine? Because we are different functions. There's been this rancor going on for years. I feel like the ban is fine, but not. It should not be a ban that will stop us from going for competition. Maybe a ban like, okay, fine. How do we structure our local league? How do we put things in order? Not just stopping us. We need okay, fine. And this ban, how has he helped us? That's the question. How will he help us? That's the other question we ask ourselves.
But FIBA wrote to Nigeria acknowledging
Musa
Kida as the authentic chairman because FIBA officials monitored the election.
If you wait, well, you're right, because FIFA from the 2 elections they had, that of Mark Onushi, there was no FIFA representation, and that of Musa Kida, there was FIFA representation. But this is what I feel. I feel like even when Sunday Dari said yesterday, he said, I feel Sunday's Dari is of the camp of Mark.
Yes,
there's this
he's with Mark Odoche.
So even from the statement he released yesterday, from what I gathered, he said that some people think that because they have connection with the with FIBA, they think, okay. Obviously, I feel like he's throwing shade at Musa Kida. I feel like he's in favor of Mark.
But where does this leave us now? In 1 year time, approximately okay, it's not close to 1 year. Sunday Dare will be out of the office yeah. And basketball still remains.
This is what I feel. I feel like the ban should be lifted after a while. I feel like, okay, fine, instead of banning us, that's what I was getting at for. Instead of banning us, okay, form a settling committee. Let 2 of the opposing party come, get a round table, talk about all that matters here is not who is leading. All matters is taking our basketball to the next level. You should set aside their selfish priorities and look forward. Because if we ban everything is there. How do we revive our local basketball? Anytime we're going for competition, we're always getting players from abroad. What about local talents we have here? Who will harness them? So this is what I feel like. Instead of banning us for 2 years, why not? Okay, even if we ban us for 2 years and want to develop our local league, even if we keep developing that, we are not going anywhere until next 2 years. And like you said, the person that banned will be out of office next year, May at most. So this, I think, banning us for 2 years is just too much. For my own opinion, it's too much.
Okay, let's talk about boxing and the much anticipated fight. Anthony Joshua versus Usyk will be going down in Australia, and no date yet has been confirmed. But in Saudi Arabia, yes. But the promoter of Anthony Joshua and promoter of Usyk, they have confirmed that it will be going down in Saudi Arabia. Let's take a look at that of that game. Anthony Joshua. Do you see Anthony Joshua defeating Usyk?
I think from their first fight, obviously, everybody has written off Anthony Joshua because everybody seems to be very disappointed in Anthony Joshua. I think this is the second time. It happened with this other guy, I forgot him, who knocked him out first. He had to come back, and I feel like I think Anthony Joshua is at the point whereby I never ever expected that first loss to Usyk. I never expected it. But I feel there's only one way. Since he's down, I think he should have probably learned his lesson now. The only thing he needs to do, he needs to probably win this match for people to start taking him serious again. Because obviously, before that fight, everybody was thinking about Anthony and Tyson Fury. It wasn't even this Usyk that was at the point. It was Anthony and Tyson Fury everybody wanted to see. But he went there and let everybody down. But hopefully, I pray the fight happens. I pray it happens, and I pray Anthony wins, so that from there people can, okay, fine, give him a second chance and see. Because I don't even think if the fight between him and Tyson will still happen, because Tyson is talking about retirement. Tyson is talking about retirement.
But I feel like Tyson doesn't want to fight Joshua.
Why would Tyson not want to fight Joshua?
That's what I feel.
Tyson probably, okay, there was a time, let me put it to you, Cardinal, with Deontay Wilder not beat Anthony Joshua.
Deontay Wilder? I doubt.
See, the Joshua I saw.
Okay, against Usage.
Against even before Usage, the other guy that put if that
the Mexican. What is his name? Let's continue. I've forgotten his name.
The guy, the Joshua I saw there cannot withstand
the Ruiz.
The Joshua I saw cannot withstand Deontay Wilder. Not to talk of Tyson Fury. That's my own point of view. If Joshua if he wants to fight somebody like Fury, he needs to step up his game. That's my own point of view.
Diversity brings beauty, just like the rainbow.
TY Mix.
It's hard to replace. Such a good feeling when the news of unity fills the air while the wind blows.
Super Eagles, no tension. You are winning by the grace of God. You shall win, you shall win, you shall win. Sawa, 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 sawa. No matter who they be, Eagles always go. 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals. No matter who they be, Eagles always go. 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals.
One team, one spirit, one nation on the go. Indivisible, indestructible. Super Eagles, your victory, Baba God. I say, don't sign up.
Lagoon Radio.
Yes, Super Eagles will be action on Thursday. Nigeria versus Sierra Leone. Yes, you are still listening to Lagoon Sports on Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio in Nigeria, and the official radio of the Anglican Diocese of Lagos. We are transmitting live from the Archbishop's Palace right here in Marina, Lagos. I am still here, Cardinal, and also Kevin is still here, and it will be going down in Mushu Dabiola Stadium on Thursday, Nigerian time, 5 p.m. Nigeria versus Sierra Leone. Before I take your thoughts on that, remember Sierra Leone was the team that we are losing 4-0. We were leading 4-0, and they came from nowhere,
4-4.
ended the game 4-4. A lot of some people that plays bets that day, a lot of their tickets. So what do you make of that game? Well, they invited some of the new invited players are in the camp already. Remember, Nigeria lost Mexico and Ecuador in a friendly game. But some people will say that those friendlies doesn't count because we are into the stages of qualifying stages for the Nations Cup.
Yeah, I think obviously this match is a very important match, not even for Nigeria, I think for Parceiro in person, because obviously it started with 2 losses, even though most of us are saying, okay, it's a friendly match. But obviously some of us start paying attention to his principle, his philosophy towards the game from this match, because this match is a very important match. This is a competitive match, as to say Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, it's not just about Sierra Leone. Something about Sierra Leone that I've got to realize that it's not about when they came here and we were leading 4-0 and we lost. We played a 4-4 draw at the end. If you watch Sierra Leone during the Nations Cup, they've improved so well from that match that I saw against us too. I think it was, if even it wasn't for the last game in their group that they lost, I think they would have they draw the first game. I think against Senegal thereabout. The second game too, they played very. I guess it was Cote d'Ivoire. So they also drew the one. They were supposed to just win the last game, but they lost the last game. I think Sierra Leone, and they too, they've been talking tough. They've been saying, okay, they will come back again and come for Parceiro's squad. I think Parceiro needs to really, really start good. He needs to at least win this match. From here, we can, okay, fine. Yes, win this match. Okay, where do we go from here? What's his plan? What's his philosophy? But this is a very important match for him as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, and also, still talking about Nigerian football, yesterday, the Flamingos, on Saturday, yes, they drew 0-0 with Ethiopia, going on 1-0 aggregate. Yes, they will be in India for the Under-17 World Cup. What do you make of that result for the Flamingos?
I think those girls are superb. Don't let me use superb for now. I think they are fine. They are doing well. They are doing excellently well. I think until they get to India, and they will see what really happens at the big stage, at the world stage. But I feel like on Saturday, they could have scored. They could have scored too. But I think from what I learned, the goalkeeper of the Ethiopians was probably was superb on the day. keep making changes upon saves upon saves rather. So I think the girls have done so well for now. From here, where did they go? I think the part for me that works for me, that gives me joy, is the fact that they are not conceding. They've played a qualifier and they've not conceded. That's something to what worthy of a note. So I feel like going from here, they shouldn't relax. They should put more effort and go to India and let's see how they perform there.
Okay, from that we move to the Nigerian Professional Football League, and it was the week 32 of Nigerian Professional Football League. Yes, it's getting close and closer. Okay, let's start with the results. Abia Warriors 2, Enugu Rangers 0. Heartland of Owerri 1-0 against Akwa United. Dakada finished 2-0 against Shooting Stars. Kwara United 2, Katsina United 0. MFM and Lobby Stars shared the spoils and it ended 0-0. Reverse Niger Tornadoes 2-1 against Enyimba of Aba. Plateau United versus Kano Pillars ended 1-0 in favor of the home team. And also the same scoreline with Remo Stars versus Gombe United. Remo Stars stay playing at home. And Sunshine Stars of Akure, yes, defeated Nasarawa United 2-1. Wiki Tourists 1-0 it ended against leaders Rivers United. And with that result, Rivers United, their lead has been cut short to 7 points. And they occupy the first position. Plateau United in second position. And Enugu Rangers are in the third position with 51 points. And yes, Kano Pillars are out of the dead zone. They have 37 points. Heartland of Owerri have 37 points also. And Dakada FC of Akwa Ibom, they have 33 points. And MFM 20th on the log. They are last on the log with 33 points. Which result made your weekend in those games?
I think obviously, sincerely, I think the other result this weekend didn't really surprise me though. I'd always thought that okay, fine, Plateau probably not win at Wiki Tourist. I thought okay, fine, the best they will get is a draw. And I know I'm talking about Plateau will beat Kano Pillars. Then Rivers will lose at is it Aqua Wiki Tourist?
Wiki Tourist.
So obviously, I think that's what I expected. That will happen. So I'm not surprised at the result of this weekend. I'm looking forward to. I think what I know is next week, Rivers United will get back their 10-point lead.
Okay, and let's cross over to Europe. Yesterday, Wales, compounded the woes of Ukraine by beating them 1-0, and it took an own goal from their captain, Yamalenko. 1-0 it ended. Wales have completed that group in the World Cup. They will be playing the likes of USA, England, and Iran at the World Cup. Is that Group F or? But they are in the same group with England. A lot of people we are hoping, following what is happening in Ukraine, that Ukraine will get that ticket ahead of Wales.
Somebody said today, and I laughed when he said he's even happy Wales won instead because he's tired of seeing Zinchenko crying and crying on TV anytime he has the opportunity to get on TV. That he's tired. That he's even happy that Wales won. He's tired of seeing somebody cry on TV. But it's so on. It's not fine for somebody because obviously if you are not in his shoe, you will not know what he's feeling. Because like what we witnessed in Nigeria yesterday, which is very, very sad. Because let's get back to football. I think any day, anytime, I would have preferred to see Wales in, because I've always liked Wales from the.
There is this conversation that is coming up now. Let me get your thought on it.
Is it Gareth Bale?
Is Gareth Bale becoming the greatest player for Wales?
I was going to say
Ryan Giggs.
No. Apart from being a Man U fan, I think Giggs has done what has been done. Probably maybe because the Champions League he won with Madrid.
Won 5.
He won 5 with Madrid. Apart from that, what has he done with football? Ryan Giggs is. It's one of the footballer, one of the wingers that I've seen and respected. Bale is good. No disrespect to Bale. I don't think in any time Ryan Giggs, I think even in Wales they consider Ryan Giggs a legend. Maybe they will still consider Bale a legend, but I don't think for now. I don't think they are.
What if Wales goes on to win the World Cup?
No, that's impossible. I bet you know that's impossible. You obviously know. I know miracles happen
but
in
it's
football. Miracles happen in football. Okay. But that would not happen. The best they can get is to say, Gardner, you know this thing. The best they can do is get to the quarterfinal.
Okay. And in some of the results in the UEFA Nations League, Spain 2-2. In fact, Spain escaped. And there has been this conversation that the coach of Spain, what is his name?
Luis
Enrique.
Luis Enrique.
That he has been, he has not managed that national team very well. Looking at the kind of players, Thiago Silva, what is his name? Thiago from Liverpool is always on the bench. David De Gea not playing, and he picks Unai Simon ahead of David De Gea. Nacho, that has won a lot, it doesn't make the Spanish squad, but Eric Garcia, who has not played more since leaving Man City to Barca, is always on that squad. What do you make of that, coach?
I think sincerely, from my own point of view, apart from the fact that he's always dropping De Gea, I think De Gea also has not covered himself in glory. I think he has. From what I saw today, he said, and I quote, he said he needs a goalkeeper that could bring calmness and his presence to the team. Now that's where De Gea has been lacking for him from his own point of view. That's what he said about De Gea. But I feel like when De Gea had the chances of Cardinal, obviously De Gea blew it. De Gea fucked up them. I think it was his lowest point. But anytime De Gea will always be better for me than Unai Simon. What's he called? What's the goalkeeper they use now? Unai Simon. So I feel like apart from that, from the squad he has, I think Spain is almost in every competition available. They are doing well. From as far as I'm concerned, they beat Germany the other day 6-0. I think what he's doing is probably giving everybody a chance. He comes today with a team and they do well. He comes the next time with the team and he's giving everybody the chance to feel like, okay, fine, I belong to this squad. It's not as if he has special players that was working for him. I think what worked for Vicente de Busquets was probably he has his own set of players. But you can't do that with Spain. There's varieties of talent in Spain now. So I feel like he's giving everybody an equal opportunity in the team. That's what I think.
Okay, time will not allow us. And yesterday, Cristiano Ronaldo scored a double as Portugal defeated Switzerland 4-0. And that conversation will not end. Messi scoring 5 against Estonia in a friendly game. And in African scene, yes, Malawi 2-1 versus Ethiopia. Egypt 1-0 against Guinea. Ghana, Kudus scoring again, drew 1-1 with Central African Republic. And Madagascar 1-1 against Angola. And Botswana 0-0, it ended with Tunisia. That's the much we can take on today's edition of Lagoon Sports on Lagoon Radio. Yes, thank you, Kevin, for stopping by on the show.
Thank you so much once again for having me.
Yeah, join us again on Friday when we'll give you all the latest updates and the review of the game that will go down on Thursday, and also the preview of another game. Sao Tome, Nigeria will be playing Sao Tome on Tuesday next week. Yes, I will give you a review on that Friday. From me, it's goodbye, and I have a lovely evening as you enjoy the rest of your day.
This is Lagoon Radio.